She still hasn't said. She looked up and she said,
Okay, glad you saw that first.
yeah, she was reading the song, but okay, for now.
No matter where you come from, no matter where you're going, here's a place where you can take comfort in the knowing that whether if you come to stay a while or just passing through, this door is open to you. Come and let's be silent. Come and share us. Come and let's pray together. Come love and be loved. From the blissed out to the turned out. From the pampered to the abused. This door is open to you. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. The God in us recognizes the God in you. The God in you. Whether you're black or white or gay or straight, Christian, Buddhist, and Jew, this door is open to you.
Good morning, Claremont Center for Spiritual Living. How are you this morning? We have a little too much volume up here. I'm like reverberating. Not that there we go. Not that reverberating is a bad thing, as long as it's, I sound mighty. Good. In that case, let there be light. All right. Welcome and thank you for joining us this morning, whether you're here in the room or online. Everybody wave. We're so glad to come together in this community of love and friendship and humor and joy and delight in life, because we know that even when things are hard, there is a community that supports us. There is a feeling of hope and joy in life, no matter what else is going on. And because we are complex human beings, we can hold all of that at the same time. And isn't it good to take a moment, to take a pause, to take a break in the week and just remember all that we love, the people we love, the places we love, the values we hold, the things that fill our heart. That is what we come here for. It is to be fed and it is to feed each other, because together we can do anything. And how lovely it is to see all of you. I'm Reverend Tracy. Happy you're here. And wherever you are on your spiritual path, know that you're welcome with us. We invite everyone through our doors. We know that love is love is love. And it's all good right here, right now. So we're going to begin with a song. I'm going to invite you to stand up. The words are in your program. It's Spirit is in this house. Okay, sing really loud and use your lyric sheet today. Jeff has a request. Jeff doesn't ask for much. Sounded good this morning, really good. All right, we're going to take all that joy and energy and remind ourselves that Spirit is in this place. So I'm going to invite you to take a breath and close your eyes. And take another breath. And let the sound of the bowl take you to that heart space, that joy-filled space within. For it is here in each and every heart that we touch the divine, that we see the spark of life, that we feel the peace of spirit. For it is true that here In this heart, you and I and Spirit are one.
Present in this room and in each and every one of us, that God is the very life that breathes us. Yes, it breathes us. We are so intimately connected with this spark of life that it breathes us. And that means that when I am breathing, when I am present, that very essence moves me. Moves me in the silence, moves me in the stillness, moves me in the presence of my consciousness. Imagine that, being breathed by the very source of life. We don't even have to think about when we breathe. We don't have to think about making our hearts beat, because this very source of life is doing it through us. That means that in each and every moment, no matter how it looks, no matter how it feels, tastes, or is experienced, that essence, that spark of spirit is in each one of those moments and experiences. As I say, and as people have heard me say before, there's not a spot where God is not. And this is real, this is true, that this essence is in everything. So that means this essence that moves through our consciousness, moves through our thoughts, it moves through our experiences. So that no matter how they seem, at the shore of this consciousness lies the beach of our reality that we are thinking into existence. Know this. Know that every moment, every experience is filled with spirit, and there is a nugget, a spark, a grain of sand of truth waiting there for you, beckoning you to know the truth of who you are. And knowing this is a wonderful thing. It's liberating. Things no longer need to be good or bad. They simply are. So I'm grateful to know this. It's a nice reminder. And we all release this understanding out into the universe of our minds, knowing that how it plays out is right and perfect and whole. And so it is. So, my crumbled up piece of paper. I have a few readings here as I do.
Introduce yourself, I forgot.
Oh, yes, I'm Reverend Drac Duella. Everybody just calls me Drac. I'm one of the practitioners here, too. So, the first thing I'm going to read, it's from a book called We Were Made for These Times. And the author is Kara Joel Lingo. I love that name, and this is Buddhist. She's a Buddhist. I really like this. Our whole lives are a process of transition. Even in relatively stable times when we may spend a few hours or move in the same dwelling, relationship, job, or place of study, we are still constantly changing. From one breath to another, morning to night, from week to week, month to month. About 100 million new red blood cells are being formed in our bodies every minute. That blows my mind. Impermanence is one of the key marks of existence. It influences everything. Recognizing how it constantly operates in our lives in small, everyday ways helps us to be more receptive and accepting of how it operates in larger ways. In times of bigger upheaval and turmoil, times of loss, changes in our relationships, work, living environment, or health. Facing the truth of impermanence actually frees us up to live our lives more deeply and to transform our deepest fears. Our fear of change and resistance to change are sleeping just beneath the surface. The more we can bring them into conscious awareness and make a point to look at them clearly, the less we will be controlled by them operating under the radar of awareness. Love that. This is from the Bhagavad Gita, which is Hindu. Whatever happened was good. Whatever is happening is good. Whatever will happen will also be good. And here's my last one, a very simple one. This is a Buddhist one. Change is never painful. Only resistance to change is painful. Rick, please come on up.
The temporality of life. Some people will tell you that life is a beach. And they're right. But you know, the sands may shift, and they're going to, because everything changes. But right next to it is this infinitely deep ocean that is changeless and perfect. And here's a song from God called, what's it called? Ocean of Love. I don't know. Supposedly I wrote this, but I think God did. As time passes, like a river, never to return. So do our lives flow on forever. Until we finally learn the source of everything's patiently waiting for her beloved and welcomes us home. Home to the ocean love. Your eyes open to the goodness. Never more than now. And your mind reveals the closeness without telling you how. The course of your heart is waiting direction. So let go and set sail for home. Home to the ocean of love. As deep as you might wish to sink, there is always much more than you think. So surrender to the God who made you. Hold each other. Hold to me. Life is here, just for you. And I have made you to be free. And I am that I am in you. I am your source and I'm patiently waiting, my beloved, and I welcome you home. Home, to the ocean of love. To the ocean of love.
Fabulous. So lovely. So today I'm taking suggestions. What are we lighting our candle for? Well, love, obviously. Okay, then. Pick your form. Could be friendship, could be kindness, could be persistence and success. Because what we know is love always wins, right? Yeah, just be. Okay, we'll start with that then. And because I'm in one of those places in my mind today where I can do exactly one thing at a time, I've cleared the podium of only those things I need with which to speak with you. Do you have those days? You know, you try to do two things at once and suddenly you don't even know where you are? Or you pick up the paper and then you turn around in circles wondering what you're supposed to be doing with it? The good news is I know where I've landed, and where I've landed is home, right here, right now, in this community, this place that fills me up, and this place that invites expression and creativity and joy. And it's a delight to be here, just a delight. So last week we talked about the mysteries of the deep sea. We talked about the ocean of consciousness in this topic of the beach that we're doing this month of sky, shore, and sea. And so we moved this week from the sea to the shore and see what it is that place where the sea meets the land, what that can teach us about ourselves. So when I think of the beach these days, I almost always go right back to COVID and the pandemic and not being able to meet on a Sunday. And so another minister and I had an arrangement where we would record our talks on Saturday mornings, and then we would post them on Sunday so you all could take part in them. But Sunday mornings were free. Now for a minister, and I had been a minister for good 10 plus years by then, having a Sunday morning free is like a pass to a bookstore or a candy store or I don't know. It was like, what are we going to do? And what we ended up doing was going to Seal Beach and walking the beach. Those of you on Facebook remember many, 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 many photos of patterns in the sand and birds and flowers along the walkways. And the thing is that those walks felt sacred. Those walks put me in a place of feeling grounded and connected and present. Because, you know, the thing about COVID is if you were out, like we were out on the beach, it's not like we could go anywhere else or do anything else. We were staying apart. Things were closed. We weren't meeting up with people except maybe that close group of friends. And so going to the water, walking along the stretch between the pier and the jetty, it was all about the way it smelled and the way it sounded, the way the sky looked that day. It might have been sunny, it might have been cloudy, it really didn't matter. You know, the ocean might have been bright blue or just dull gray. It really didn't matter. What mattered was that feeling of being fully present in that moment, to just be. There wasn't anything else to do. It was a gift. That time was really a gift. And I really got to a place, the first few weeks, it was kind of like, oh, goody, let's go. And then after that, it was kind of like, oh, this is so nice. And then finally, it was just, oh, I'm home again. And as we walked along the beach, we would see, after a storm, there would be a lot of debris in the shoreline. And sometimes not even after a storm, there would be a lot of debris in the shoreline from careless people, or just the waves, or whatever the disturbance of the day was, would cause things to wash up on shore. And so I just made it a practice to bring a bag and maybe some gloves, depending on how adventurous I felt. And I would just pick up the junk as I went along, while still taking pictures of the seashells and the little baby clams that were breathing in the sand and the birds and everything else I could find. And life itself at that time felt kind of like a shipwreck. There was like debris everywhere, but no people around. It was a time of chaos and discomfort and fear and the unknown and resignation. Like, really, we're going to do this for 2 years? Is that really going to happen? And that's almost what happened. It was a year and a half. Sometimes we are the debris from the shipwreck, right? Sometimes we've been tossed around and feel all beat up by circumstances, by the world, by family, by politics, by our job, whatever it is that exhausts us. And this idea of being washed up on the beach is like to reach safe haven, right? It's that feeling of finally dry land. I can rest. I don't have to swim. I don't have to navigate. I can just lay here for a minute. But Rachel Carson writes, always the edge of the sea remains an elusive and indefinable boundary. The shore has a dual nature, changing with the swing of the tides, belonging now to the land and now to the sea. The thing about the shore is that while it feels like land and stable compared to the movement of the water or the wind or the waves, it's really dynamic, right? It changes. The tide comes in, the tide goes out. Where the shoreline actually is expands and contracts. Rivers overrun their banks and change course. In other words, where the water meets the land is something that always changes. And we think of the sand as being dry land, as being stable. But come on, you've walked on the beach. It's not exactly solid, is it? As you can tell by your feet the next day, if you don't get out much barefoot, it's moving always. The thing about the shore is that it's where we're standing when we look out at the ocean, right? It's where we're standing when we look up at the vastness of the sky. So going to the beach and spending time there, listening to the waves and the kids and the birds and all that, it does refresh and renew us. It gives us something new to look at that isn't filled and cluttered with all of our daily stuff. And yet, we only see the piece we can see from where we're standing. And that's how we're living our lives. There is a sea of consciousness that is infinite. There is a sky of possibilities that is infinitely vast. We can't imagine even how many grains of sand are beneath our feet. We are part of a system that is, in fact, life in all of its variety. We can stand in one place and look around, but we are still limited a bit in what we see, what we understand. What the shoreline is the framework that we live from in our human self, our small self, right? It's our beliefs, it's our opinions, it's the perspective we have on life. We know if we change locations, our perspective changes. We know that if we get closer or farther away, or we move up or down the coast, or we go to the opposite coast, we're going to see things differently, and we're going to see different things, which means we are going to be made different. So this idea that we seek solid ground, we call it a safe harbor in our minds, and yet it is part of that dynamic change of life that we are all part of, is really an invitation to, as we did last week, dive deep into the ocean and then come back to land. Look up into the sky and seek answers and come back with one foot on the ground to stay grounded. It's part of what connects us to all of life. All of life. Pema Chodron wrote, "We are like children building a sandcastle. We embellish it with beautiful shells, bits of driftwood, and pieces of colored glass. The castle is ours, off limits to others. We're willing to attack if others threaten to hurt it. Yet despite all our attachment, we know that the tide will inevitably come in and sweep the sandcastle away. The trick is to enjoy it fully, but without clinging. And when the time comes, let it dissolve back into the sea." This is how we live. We create, we build, it falls away, we let it go and repeat. And it's as the ocean comes in and touches the land and goes back out again, we too are touched by the greater consciousness that we are open to in our spiritual practice, in our willingness to be present, in our relationships with each other. And we allow that to reshape what it is we are building, or what we think is important, or what we believe, or what our opinions are. If we're truly open to the world and all of its differences, all of the variety, all of the magic that happens, then we are going to continually shift and change. Anybody build a house from scratch? Anybody have built a house? Okay. Anybody move into a house that needed work? Anybody live in a house that needs work? We build, we rebuild, we adjust, we knock out walls, we put up new ones, we put a cover over the patio. This is what we do. We change all the time. The difference is sometimes we choose the change. We choose the direction consciously. And other times it feels like it crashes down upon us. But the system is the same. The possibilities are the same. The infinite potential for growth and evolution are the same. The only thing that is different is where we are standing on the shore. Are we sure that we allow the waves to move in and out and we know we are secure? Are we sure that when we talk about infinite possibilities, that means us too? That means my life too. That means not just for other people. That good can happen here, right now. We are the ones who take our position, who build the sandcastle, who decorate it the way we like. And if we're willing to let the wind and the waves do what they will, and we can trust that if what we thought we wanted needs to be rebuilt, reshaped, reimagined, we will be able to, then we live without fear. Then we live without distress. Then it's not about the struggle. Then it's about the momentary sadness, the loss, the grief that we feel, and the absolute assurance that the next step makes itself clear. That if I just clear the debris out of the way, if I just pick up the trash and move it out of my line of sight, I will have a clear view of what is beautiful, what is arising out of the mist now, what is possible. We do these deep dives into spiritual practice, sometimes because we're forced to, because of difficulties in life, sometimes because we simply build up our consistent willingness to open to that which is beyond words or beyond our ideas of what's a good thing, to simply be available. And as we go deeper, what we find is that our heart knows, calls us really to what is ours to do, what is our gift, what is ours to give. Rumi says the heart is a sea, Language is the shore. Whatever is in a sea hits the shore. When we know our own heart, it changes our language. It moves the shoreline. It gives us a different perspective. When we live from the heart and we change what we say, those words, what is language but defining, describing, creating boundaries and shapes of things? It's finite by definition. Consciousness is infinite. So when we allow the infinite to touch us in new ways, then we change the way that we speak, the way that we see, what we understand, what we look for, how we recognize beauty and joy and peace and love. We define and redefine our lives all the time, especially when we consciously choose to speak differently, whether it's to ourselves or out in the world, whether we choose to respond with anger or being very cleverly snarky, you know who you are, or we choose to respond with love and a little humor. When we speak from the heart, we speak with kindness, we speak with compassion, we seek solution, we seek possibilities, we are open to ideas. We're not ever going to keep the storms from coming. It's not how it works here on this plane. We're not ever going to be able to pick and choose every single change that happens in our lives. Now, maybe at some future extremely advanced spiritual dimension, that will happen for us because all of the pieces are there for us to co-create life in a greater way. But right now, our job is to allow life to wash it away and create it again, allow us to create it again. Because when we create it again, we create it differently. I once helped a friend of mine, she wanted to set some stones in a planter by the driveway because that driveway had a little narrow sidewalk that went to the front door. So that little triangle of unused space was basically a muddy hole when it rained. And, there wasn't anything growing there. So she thought, well, I'll just put stones down. So she started out laying the stones into cement, very flat, fitting them together like a little jigsaw puzzle. And then she decided that was really boring. So then she just started sticking them in every which way, which was much more visually appealing and a huge trip hazard in the middle of the night. But my point is that you can build something and change your mind. You can build that house and realize it looked great on paper, except now you have to walk through the bedroom to get to the bathroom. That's a little awkward for your guests, So we get to redesign. We get to revisit. We get to tear it down and start again. We get to look at the world and see the possibility, not just the obstacles. We get to stand on the shore where we know the depth of our consciousness, the vastness of possibility, and know that whatever path we're walking, we are able to create something that is of our own heart. Every time someone comes at you and you respond with a smile or step out of the way or ask, wow, you seem really upset. What's going on with you? As opposed to fighting and defending and arguing and trying to be right out loud. Every time we do that, we are rebuilding the walls of that sandcastle. We are reshaping what's possible. We are showing up as ourselves rather than reflecting back what's coming to us. The more we do that, the stronger we are. The more we do it together, the more of an impact we have on the world. And so standing up, standing on that foundation, even if the sands are shifting, standing from a place of knowing your own heart is where your power is. It's how we are able to make changes in the world. It's how we are able to lend a hand to someone else. Like, you don't really want me on your construction site. I mean, I can drive a nail, but I can't guarantee that more than 2 or 3 will be straight. But you know what? I'm real good at snacks. I can bring snacks. I can make sure you have water. I can run down and get more buckets and come back. You know, we all have our gifts. We're all meant to be part of what cleans up the beach, what makes a clear path, what shows up as love. When my dad used to like to go hiking. And you know, when you're a kid, the thing about hiking is it's usually uphill, which as a 10-year-old really was not my thing. Still not my thing, although I appreciate it a little bit differently now. But I remember that we would, we'd go on these hikes in the mountains and it's beautiful. And, I was always looking for rocks and stones and sticks that looked like animals. And I'd bring them home and then there'd be this dusty pile of rocks next to my bed for, I don't know, a few months until we went again and my mom threw them away. The thing about going to the beach, you see this little pebble in the sand and you get it wet. And all of a sudden you can see all the colors in it, right? When I was little and figured that out at the beach, if I wasn't near the water, I would just lick the rock because I could see what color it was. And it didn't hurt me, apparently. Well, maybe it did. I don't know that it did. But I came across this quote that brought it all back. It says, "A child lies like a gray pebble on the shore until a certain teacher picks him up and dips him in the water. And suddenly you see all the colors and patterns in the dull stone, and it's marvelous for the stone and marvelous for the teacher." And it doesn't have to be a teacher. It's just one heart to another. When you add water, when you add that element of consciousness to whatever is dry and dusty before you, you are able then to see the beauty in it. You are able then to notice the variations, to appreciate the colors. You're able then to recognize that those infinite grains of sand are part of this world of variety and variation that make it beautiful. You're able to give yourself a little more grace for not being all one thing, or not being a certain thing, but instead being part of this movable, livable, breathable, dynamic world that we live in. So my call to you this week is to continue to look up and remind yourself of possibilities. It's a reminder to go into that vast sea of consciousness and dive deep. To be in the still waters so that you might know something greater that's beyond the noise and the activity of the world. And as you do walk along your shore, clean it up as you go. Notice there are others out there doing the same, and there are many of us with bags and gloves and hearts that love. Namaste. So take a moment with me. Let's center down. Breathing into that heart space. And exhaling, and as we do so, just letting go of anything we think we have to hold on to. Letting go of anything that feels like struggle in the moment. Breathing into and out again all of the energy that we live with and as, and choosing to call it good. For this life is the life of spirit. It is a life of love and peace. It is a life colored by delight and joy and laughter. It is a life that is deep with wisdom, even when they show up as tears. For truly all that we are is all of the Spirit. Truly, all that we desire is of the source that made us. There is a way, a rhythm to the waves. There is a pattern to the wind that moves and soothes the earth. That even at its most destructive, the calm always comes. And how good it is to remember that I am this life. I am the wind and the waves and the calm. That the warmth from the sun is the warmth of my own heart, the light in my own eyes. That the builder of the sandcastle, when it is not me, is one just like me. And when I let go and allow easily, life flows through and as me. And I can see it in you. I see that life that ebbs and flows. I see that desire of the heart that calls for love, for safety, for gentleness. I am grateful for the eyes that see the differences in the world. Grateful for the heart that reaches out in compassion and kindness. The kindness that I give and the kindness that I receive. For truly, where I find that bright color in my own life, I see it in you, in everyone I meet. And for this life right here, right now, I am so grateful. So grateful to be part of this infinite system of breathing in and breathing out, of tides ebbing and flowing, of castles being built and washed away and built again. For truly, this is love in action. Truly, this is spirit in form. Truly, I am in my proper place at the right time, doing what is mine to do. And so with grace and gratitude, I release my word into that vast consciousness of all life, knowing that as I speak and believe, so it unfolds, so that path is made clear before me. And so it is that we move together in and as love. And so it is. All right, you have an affirmation in your bulletin. And I'm going to invite you to say it after me. Today I recognize the bedrock of spirit beneath the shifting sands of time. I stand securely amidst life's changes. And so it is. Take it home, stick it on your mirror. Believe it. I would not lie to you. Rick, come sing for us some more, please.
Is this woman wise or what? Who heard the truth today? I did. You weren't listening, were you? The dog heard it. Well, about a week and a half ago, I asked God to give me a song. And she said, "Here you go." And anyway, it's a brand new baby song. It's so new, I don't know it myself. It's still in diapers. I changed it twice this morning. called Step Into the Light. You turned around and found that you weren't living life. Just looking down is not the way to get it right. There is change in the air all around you. Pick your vision up off the ground. So long ago, you held that diamond in your hand. You didn't know the paradise that God had planned. There is heaven so deep within you. A song is waiting to begin. Believing is the first step from blindness into sight. Forgiving is the best step when you step into the light. Well, there is a way to move a heart that's made of stone. No one can say that God would leave us all alone. Your mind is ripe and ready for changing, and the Almighty's here to take the pain away. Believing is the first step from blindness into sight. Forgiving is the best step when you step into the light. Believing is the first step from blindness into sight. Forgiving is the best step when you step into the light. You turned around and found that you weren't living life. Just looking down is not the way to get it right. Don't you know there's change in the air all around you? Pick your vision up off the ground. Believing is the first step. Blindness into sight. Forgiving is the best step when you step into the light. Believing is the first step from blindness into sight. Forgiving is the best step when you step into the light. Step into the light. Step into the light. Step into the light.
My little rock and roll heart good. Those first guitar chords, it's like, oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Wonderful. Thank you, Rick. It's good to have you. All right. Let's invite our ushers to come forward. You know, this is our community, our home, and your contributions. Our contributions make it all work. And what is it that's working? It's having a place to come to. It's a beautiful new parking lot. It's new windows going into this building shortly to help with our energy costs because, as you know, they've all gone up, you've noticed. And it's seeing new faces, welcoming new people into our community, and knowing that we have something to offer the world. So thank you for your giving, for your continued support, whatever form that takes. and know that right here, right now, we are making something beautiful in the world. So if you will, say with me our prosperity affirmation. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am prosperous now. Divine love through me blesses and multiplies
all that I am, all that I give, and all that I receive.
Thank you. Thanks, Rick. We love a little support on that one. We're getting it, though. I heard you this time. All right, let's talk about what's going on. There's a couple things. Yeah. So we want to thank Betty for our flowers today. How cheerful are they? I noticed that our flower list is filling up sooner these days, so we're already taking flower reservations for August. So if you donate for flowers, they come here on Sunday, and then you get to take them home and enjoy them afterwards. And I have discovered that if you, I don't really have a place in my house for a big spray like that, but if I take them out, they fill like 3 vases. So you can have flowers all week long. So thank you, Betty, for bringing us a little pink and white and yellow love to our life today. All right, coming up this Wednesday, meditation via Zoom. So online Wednesday night, 6:30 with practitioner Nisa Burrows. Great little place to just chill, little mini internal vacation. You can go to the beach in your meditation if you'd like. Also coming up, this little party thing we're having on Saturday the 26th, which is like next week. Whoever married is taking that last step. She hasn't chickened out yet. It's a party to be fully and completely ordained as a Center for Spiritual Living Ministry. And we are going to celebrate it in a big way. So the ordination service is at 10:30 in the sanctuary on Saturday, this coming Saturday. There'll be a reception, aka party, next door in the hall right afterwards. You are all invited, but please let Sally know, or one of our members, I know she is, this Blue Light Strikes today. Let her know if you're coming so that we make sure, not that we ever do, but we don't run out of food. Just saying. It's going to be fabulous, and it's a great way to celebrate. And we have at least a couple dozen ministers coming to walk in with robes and pomp and circumstance, and it's just a joyous occasion. I truly encourage you all to come. It's a great way to celebrate. And we want Mary to know that we really want her to be there. Because you know the thing about ordination is that once you do that, you can't take it away from you. You are a minister for life, whether you need it or not. And we're just lucky for that. So wonderful. We have a special prayer service that we're doing in conjunction with our Unity friends. As you all know, Unity meets here on Sundays after our service. They share this space. And we're doing a service called, it's, what do we call it? I forget what we call it. I think it's Interfaith Prayer Vigil. But it's sharing support and prayer for chaotic times. It's a opportunity to share sort of where you are in these times, to get some support, to walk out with some resources, to come together in prayer, and to truly keep our hearts open. You know, it's hard sometimes. It's hard when the world seems so angry, or when there seems to be so much conflict, division, and distress and despair. It's hard to stay open. We all want to protect ourselves. And yet, if we are able to be open-hearted, and we are able to be that light, which is what it is that makes the difference. It's what it is that does the healing. So we're going to come together and support each other in that. This is a Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock on the 30th. So a week from Wednesday. So you have a couple weeks. Invite your friends. Invite your family. This is a non-denominational, everybody can participate service. It's really for everyone who shows up. It's an opportunity for you to speak and to be fed. So plan on that. That's Wednesday, the 30th at 6. There are flyers in the back. We made our goal of more than 250 subscriptions to Science of Mind magazine. We did it in 3 months. If you still, that's great. We're going to get that magazine to the 100-year mark. And I think once you have it, you'll fall in love with it. There's something in there for everybody. And, spiritual practices change. Sometimes I do one thing every morning for like 2 years. And then one day it's like, that just doesn't do it for me anymore. And I change it up. I go walk on the beach. The magazine will have something for you no matter where you are on that spiritual path. There's an article, there's a scientist, there's a neurologist, there's a metaphysician, there's a spiritual leader from some other denomination speaking to you in your heart about how to live this life. It's a great tool for daily life. On the back, how many of you stop at the back table on your way out? A couple of you. How many of you walk by because you've been there a bunch of times and you've already seen everything's on there? Yeah. Okay, so let me just remind you that there's a couple things back there that you might want to take advantage of. There's a prayer box. There's a little form you can fill out to do a written prayer request for your practitioners to take into prayer for you. And it could be for you, for someone else, for the country, for your neighborhood, for your dog. We love prayer. Prayer heals, prayer changes things. Handing it over and giving yourself another voice of truth to support you wherever you are, to support your family wherever they are, is something that we do here very well. So there's a prayer box back there. There's also a membership application. If you're not a member, but you come here and you feel like you are at home, like this is the place that speaks to you. There's a little place on the back to put how we contact you, because we don't want you to disappear. But we promise not to spam you. And then a place to sign a date on the front that says, yes, you know what, this is my spiritual home. I am home here. There's something about saying yes on purpose, writing it down, that changes not us, but changes you. That gives you a place to belong at a deeper level. And that is good for all of us. So we welcome you, we see you, we'd love to have you be part of the family if this in fact feels like family to you. There are little tiny cards on there with a phone number where you can text to give. So if you're traveling, you don't want to forget your spiritual community, you want to continue to contribute, that little phone number allows you to text to give directly to us. That's one way you do it. There's also the program bulletin itself has our website on it, and there are donate buttons on the website. There are activities on the website. There's a little bit about the center and what we leave on the website. It's a resource for you and also for anyone who'd like to share philosophy with. So that's on the back table. What else is back there? Magazines. Yeah.
Are the red cards out there?
Oh, you know what? Red cards.
I have some.
Okay, so one of the things that we're doing, thank you, Mary, we ordered red cards. Red cards are printed in different languages for immigrants to carry with them, advising them of their rights. And there's English on one side and the other language on the other. So we ordered some from the center in Spanish and English. So if you have friends or family or community members that you would like to give them to, they are to be given out. They fit in a wallet the size of a business card. And it just helps people know what they can say, how they can protect themselves, what we can do to give them the best information possible. So we'll have some in the back, or maybe she's got them in her hand, and we will order more if we need more. So feel free to take a couple if you've got people you'd like to give them to. And we'll always have them here too. We'll order some more for our groups that meet in here so that people can have them. The idea is to get the information out to help people safe and protected as much as possible.
And pretty soon we'll have those forms.
Yeah, we also have legal forms that can be filled out ahead of time to be used in case of detention. So we'll have as many resources as we can here in this room and for our rental spaces as well. Anything else? Yes,
Yes,
Vicky.
Vicky. You know what, I just want to say, I don't know how many know that our beloved Jan, very valuable member of our congregation, is leaving for North Carolina tomorrow. So we would like to wish her well, she's a lot of love and blessings to you on your new journey. Thank you. So I want to thank the community. Yeah, I want to thank Tracy for marrying this community. I've been here over 10 years. And I've done the little bit I can do, but it has supported me and it supports you and a lot of love here, and I will miss all very much. And so thank you for all that you have given me, and Anna, bless you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And she promises to come to the center when she's here visiting, right? No Sunday walks on the beach for you from here. Okay. Anything else? Anyone else? All right, my friends, let's stand up to the side, sing a little, and we'll have snacks.
And I feel the light in the sanctuary. Lift your voice and keep that. We come together, 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 we come together. In the name of every walk of life, every walk of life, every freedom of
I see you rocking out back here. Oh, yeah, this is so cute. This is adorable. Very cute. Makes you look taller, doesn't it? Oh my God.
With those lights on the top.
I like that.